The graduation address gives us the opportunity to hear from a distinguished member of our alumni community, and we're very fortunate today. The address will be delivered by Assistant Commissioner Kevin Casey. Assistant Commissioner Casey is Assistant Commissioner for the People Development Command of Victoria Police. He was appointed in the role in 2013, following more than 42 years of service to the police force as a detective and later across senior leadership and operational roles. His present role, Assistant Commissioner Casey, is a registered training organisation Chief Executive Officer and is responsible for training, professional and leadership development of police, protective service officers, police custodial officers and specialists. His influence has shaped the strategic frontline of police service delivery across road policing, ethical standards, training and community programs. Assistant Commissioner Casey is the recipient of several police commendations for exemplary service and was awarded an Australian Police Medal in 2015 in the Australia Honours List. He was later recognised as a distinguished alumni of the Faculty of Education by Monash University. I have much pleasure in inviting Assistant Commissioner Casey to deliver the graduation address.
Good afternoon, everybody. Before commencing, I would like to acknowledge Deputy Chancellor Dr. Christine Nixon, Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Vice-President Education Professor Susan Elliott, President of the Academic Board Professor Chris Davies, Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Education Professor Alexander Kostrowitz, members of the faculty, ladies and gentlemen, and I say the most important for you, welcome for you, the newest graduates from the Law and Education faculties of Monash University. Dear graduates, first up I thought I would enlighten you with some interesting historical facts about today being Friday the 13th of December 2019. Apart from there only being 13 Friday the 13th of December in the past 100 years, some of you might be interested to know that in exploration, Sir Francis Drake set sail from England on a circumnavigation of the world for the first time in 1577. In entertainment, some of you might know, we have Luna Park in St Kilda, and that was first opened in 1912 on this day. And in technology, prior to the Second World War, the first radar was demonstrated. I'll talk a bit about that later. Today, I'm overwhelmed and humbled to address you. Starting as a Year 11 school leaver in 1977 and joining the Victoria Police as a police cadet, at that time I had a choice between two doors to commence my career. One was an academic route to complete my high school certificate, and the other was to enter a vocational training stream, and I chose the latter. Now, 42 years later, I'm an alumni of Monash University with a master's degree, not dissimilar to you, in education. And I'm also fortunate enough to be an Assistant Commissioner of Police. It's the third highest rank in an organisation that has over more than 21,000 people. So from the outset, and with the benefit of experience, I can tell you that you are not going to remember many words today. However, I know for certain you will remember the experience, how you feel, the emotions, the sense of achievement, relief and pride, and what the awarding of your degree represents. So what I can suggest to you is have a look at the time capsule of this graduation ceremony in the future, as it's recording online. The meaning of the spoken words may make more sense and resonate with you later rather than being a competition with all of what is going on here today. Now, you may well find yourself reflecting on some of the different influences and events in your lives, including the stresses, the struggles, the setbacks that you faced in the lead up to achieving your degree. Each of you have your own unique and personal story to arrive at this destination by various means, and it's important to take a moment to acknowledge what you've achieved in rising above these challenges. As Monash graduates, as been mentioned, you've achieved an education from a university ranked in the top 75 in the world, and your education has provided you with the technical skills but also the ability to analyse, reason and think logically. However, formal education can only cover about 10% of what you need to know in a work context. It will be useless unless you put it into practice and build through your experience, mistakes and learning from others. There are many more skills that you will need to develop and continue through your working life. You may not realise it, but your achievement represents a personal commitment to start something, endure the hard times and complete your mission. Your course of study was a series of predetermined and planned events. And for you who persevered, remained committed and resilient to the challenges in your so far short career almanac, let me say that today is the milestone that was waiting for you. However, what none of us know is what lay ahead. Only fate knows that destiny. Here I recall a police graduation where a nervous constable stood in front of his peers and his family and friends and said, "Life is like a series of corners. From today, we just don't know what's around the next." Today's milestone is a celebration, and can I say, if you haven't already, have another celebration, especially with your families and loved ones. When you embarked on your university course, your family and friends in many cases shared in the journey with you, both emotionally, perhaps financially, and with the love and support that you can only appreciate. And as such, it's their day too, with a shared sense of pride. So don't let the opportunity go without sincerely thanking them. Also, I'd like you to do something special for yourself in a tangible way. For some, the certificate may hang proudly on a wall, but for me, a personal reward was the purchase of a watch. I still wear it to this day, and it often takes me back to that period of my life when commitment, study, and the graduation meant so much to me, and still does. So I don't intend to lecture on what lay ahead, but I will share with you some words of wisdom that I think may make a huge difference. I've chosen 3 themes of life that experience has taught me. And as I said before, come back to this moment at some time in the future. My first theme of wisdom is that your integrity is first and foremost. By the time people enter their professional careers, personal ethics and values have been shaped by your upbringing, most likely from your parents, teachers and perhaps your peers. However, it's important to know that regardless of your academic excellence, nothing will protect you if you don't have integrity. For educators, your professional boundaries with students, unbiased and genuine commitment and application of guidance rather than positional power are some of the benchmarks upon which you will be judged. Similar to new police officers and perhaps some of you to be admitted to practice in the legal profession, you will be asked to swear to well and honestly conduct yourselves faithfully and according to the law. These are not words designed to complement a nice ceremony. They bind you to your professional responsibility, entrusting you with the high accountability to serve, whether you're employers, clients or community. I expect that your education has provided the foundation to understand this obligation, but sadly I've seen some colleagues, members of the legal profession and others lose sight of their responsibility and accountability. At the high end, some have been jailed for their impropriety, and at the lower ends, public humiliation and a tarnished reputation has ruined their lives. The second theme relates to humility and work ethic. Those who often get ahead have a vision that drives them to success. Ego is often a natural part of the drive behind our ability to succeed and add value to the world in which we work. But I caution against too much of it, that is ego. Spanning my time at the Victoria Police and the dealings with many leaders outside of the force, I've observed great leaders who have been invested in the work that they have produced, whether it be their investigative skills, their problem solving or their ability to have confidence in their decision making. Unique to those leaders that I admire the most are the ones who exhibit confident humility. In the words of our current Chief Commissioner, it is having the confidence to be a leader and humility to be approachable and show respect to those we interact with. The work you should do should never be solely about yourself. Humility is about having ambition for the value that you can add to the world as leaders and educators. Similarly, personal motivation keeps us and you at the leading edge, and continuous professional development will help progress you in your career by demonstrating your talent to potential employers or even your current managers. So don't underestimate that people sometimes watch from afar and judge your commitment and resilience. Furthermore, as been mentioned, mistakes and setbacks are a part of the learning process. As educators, you'll be using your knowledge and ideas to shape the learning experience of generations to come, and your guidance and leadership will be shaped by your own mistakes and learnings along the way. So be comfortable to sometimes get it wrong. I do every day. Learning from mistakes added to the richness of my employment diversity. Those are the best bits of the story that are most interesting. So don't be naive just to simply believe that you are doing a good job. I would like you to think that it was all about a proven career track record as you progress through your careers. I think the point of differentiation is, when it's all said and done, is that it comes down to the effort and what is taken away from the experience. The final theme I thought I'd share with you is opportunity. A career does not usually follow a linear route. There is no right or wrong as to what you are to do next, nor a master plan for your career path. And sometimes success is more often achieved by a sideway move. While I said earlier that a strong work ethic improves your prospects, talent, luck and timing often offer up opportunities as well, some of which you may not realise at the time. It's how you embrace those opportunities. So in the years to come, you mostly won't regret the things you've done, but more so the things you didn't do when you had the opportunity. From personal experience, while you could say I'm a career police officer with one organisation, I can trace that I've had 17 different occupations over 42 years, involving frontline policing, investigations, the corporate area, education and leadership. As a police officer, I have seen the best and worst in society and have had an access all areas pass that gave me many opportunities along the way. They have had a profound impact on the lives of many, and this is my broad experience. I can now look back at a career that was inconceivable from the start. What I can say is that there was a cause and effect following on from each of my 17 career occupations that branched me out from one to another frontier, with new challenges, experiences, people and opportunities. Some of them were inconsequential, namely when I won an office raffle to be assigned to a fraud investigation that no one wanted to volunteer for. That subsequently drew me into the midst of a nationwide organised crime investigation, involvement in the periphery of a significant event in Victoria's history when the Russell Street Police headquarters was bombed, and subsequent roles at the homicide squad and other high-profile task force investigations. But then I moved sideways and went to train our newest detectives. Similarly, and Dr. Nixon, the Deputy Chancellor, may not remember this, but when I forgot to wear my glasses one time when I was working for her, I signed up for a job in road policing. Something to me at the time didn't really seem too attractive. But nevertheless, it was probably one of the best positions that I've ever worked in. But then again, I have no regrets. Wherever I've worked, I've had a very rewarding experience. So really, my primary message to you all is to be ready for change, as the only constant in your careers will be change. In conclusion, as I started the address touching on history, not unlike Sir Francis Drake, you are about to embark on a great adventure full of exciting possibilities and unknown destinations. Not unlike the roller coaster at Luna Park, along the way you're going to experience some highs and lows. But if you have your personal radar on, the skills, knowledge and experience that you acquire along the way will help you navigate your journey. Most importantly, you are now etched in the history ledger of Monash University. I wish you well.